What's up, Hayfield strangers on the internet? NPC here. I haven't been making videos in a while, but I've been telling myself I'm going to get back into it. I have a few ideas. I possibly want to start doing, bits, like, just little shorts and all that. But more importantly, I'm going to be doing another dance video. I have an outfit. I have a song picked out. I have a very loose choreography, but I haven't actually started working on it yet. So hopefully I'll get to that. But I've been telling myself I want to get back into, making videos and just, seeing what I can do and having fun with it, and I haven't been. So there's that. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about, vaping versus smoking, and particularly why over time I have found that vaping has actually or is probably going to be doing me worse than smoking. So just to premise this video real quick, John Hopkins, according to them, there are less health risks associated with vaping than smoking. However, it hasn't been studied as long because, obviously vaping hasn't been around as long. We know a lot of the long-term things that can happen when you smoke. It's horrible for you. Don't get me wrong, both are horrible for you. But let's jump into the video. So the first thing is going to be flavors. Okay, there's, what is there for smoking? There's, tobacco, menthol. Vaping, on the other hand, there's a million different flavors. There's sweet flavors, there's minty flavors, there's even a fucking tobacco flavor, which I've tried before. It's disgusting. But vaping, there's a million different flavors that you can choose from. They have rainbow, friggin' Starburst, energy drink, you name it, they probably made a flavor of it. So, and here's the thing, I know some people say, we should ban, like, the flavored vapes because it makes, kids want to go buy them. But, they don't say the same thing for alcohol, and as long as these places that are distributing these products, make sure to card everybody, make sure they're not selling to underage people, then I don't really think that's an issue. For me personally, it's an issue, though, because, so, with my nicotine addiction, I started with smoking, right? And I actually used to clown people for vaping. I was like, it's like you're sucking on a robo-dick. And look at me now, I vape and I can't put it down. But the thing is I hated the taste of cigarettes, smoking, like, just tobacco in general. I hated the smell, the taste, all of it. So yeah, it's the flavor, in my opinion, plays a huge role in the addictive property of it. So on to the second reason that I think, just going back to smoking would help me a little bit more, is that, just like the, what's the word I'm looking for? The availability, or like so vaping, right? I could do it anywhere. I could, you could, high schoolers, take them into school, they go to the side of their desk, puff, puff, nobody notices. And, same thing at work. You go to work, if you have nicotine cravings, you just whip it out, hit it, and then be done. And this, I found, is just, you start to form a relationship with it that, like, you can abuse it anytime you want. And I don't think that's a good thing. I think you kind of need that discipline of, like, no, I'm not going to have it till the end of my shift or my break or whatever. With smoking, on the other hand, you can't just, you can't just be in your class or, inside your workplace or, well, I mean, I guess it depends on where you work, but for the most part, in a lot of places, you can't just, whip out a cigarette and start smoking it if it's like a public building or any of that. So it's a bit of a drawback, I see, too. And yeah, like a lot of people I know who do smoke cigarettes and they used to vape, they'll tell me that. They'll say, like, hey, least with this, I'm not constantly puffing on it all the time because I literally can't, You don't want to get fired or kicked out of class or whatever. I mean, I suppose at school you can still, go to the bathroom and, smoke it in there, but whether you're at a college or you're in high school, it's extremely risky. People are gonna fucking smell that shit. So there's that. Then another thing is that I want to touch on is the increased social acceptance that vaping isn't as bad. So like I touched on earlier, John Hopkins, that they did release a statement saying that there are less health risks associated with vaping, but that could also be because there's not as much research on it. Shit freezes your lungs. The last time I quit vaping, it's like it was a few months ago, but basically what happened was I've already been on and off with quitting before, but the reason I quit that time was because I had a super sore throat, and like when I'd hit it, like I would be in pain. It would physically hurt. So I stopped for almost a week, not quite, but almost. And then as soon as my sore throat went away, I just fell back into the habit of, going and picking up a vape. So yeah, it's just, for me, it's like a compulsion. If you don't use nicotine a lot, this video doesn't really apply as much to you. But if you're a habitual nicotine user like me and you just have cravings all the time, then yeah, vaping can really take a toll if you're constantly using it, because you can. And the last thing that I want to touch on is this isn't as big as a one, but I still feel like it was worth mentioning. Smoking is like a lot of times it's more like a ritual thing. You'll be inside, with some friends, and you'll be like, hey, you want to step outside for a smoke? Yeah, sure. And it's kind of like a social thing, kind of, not as much as I'd say smoking weed, of course, but it's still a lot more than, and even then, one of your friends might be like, hey, let me hit that vape, bro. But I still feel like, actually going out and smoking, lighting it up, it's just more of a ritualistic thing than vaping is. So, people are going to be a little more controlled about it. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on this, let me know. Again, I'm not trying to say, smoking is better for you, but in my experience, when I was smoking versus when I was vaping, my nicotine addiction is so much more out of control with vaping. I keep a vape on me pretty much all times. I have one on me right now. I bring it everywhere I go. It's the only drug also that I panic if I don't have. It's not like THC where I can kind of take it or leave it. It's not like caffeine where, if I don't have caffeine, I'm going to feel pretty tired, but I don't really get anxiety when I don't have caffeine. Actually, sometimes when I have too much caffeine, then I get anxiety. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to try to get on. I'm trying to do this for myself. I've been telling myself I'm going to try to do more videos and stuff. But also, if I want to do the dance video, I'm going to have to work on it soon. Hurricane season's fast approaching, and next week it's just thunderstorms all through the week. Now the weather app, it could always be wrong, but either way, I need to get on it soon. Thank you for watching. See you next time. NPC signing out.